Hey you guys, today I'm going to show you how to create this makeup look. This is what I was wearing in my Wet n Wild Photofocus Foundation review video that I just recently posted, and I had quite a few comments on there requesting how to achieve this makeup look. So in this video I show you how to create the eyes, which I think is really obviously the focus of that makeup look, so I hope you guys enjoy. Let's get started. Okay, so first you want to make sure that you prime your eyelids for eyeshadow. That way all of the effort and work that you put into doing your eyeshadow lasts throughout the day and you don't have to worry about fading or creasing throughout the day. I am using the Lora Behind the Scenes Eye Primer. This is just a little sample that I had handy, so I'm going to use this. Little different than my MAC paint pot that I typically use. I usually just like to use my fingers to apply eye primers because I feel like it's going to be the best way to really sheer that out. When I'm putting eye primers on, I think the best tip I can give you guys is just to make sure that you keep it really sheer and even on your eyelids so that when you apply your eyeshadow, it's just an even canvas, you know, and the eyeshadow doesn't stick in certain areas where you may have had more primer than in other areas. And I feel like the finger is the best way to just spread that product across the eyelid. So for this look, we're going to be using all of the shadows that we're going to be using is going to be coming from the Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. I've had this for a while now. I wasn't one of the people that jumped on it and got it when it first came out. I don't remember when that was, last year maybe. When I saw this palette, I thought I wasn't really that interested into it because I thought that the colors were very, very, very warm and red, and I didn't really see myself using like these really red pink shades here. But this is actually one of my most used palettes currently. It's actually really pretty. It surprised me. It kind of went beyond my expectations. After everyone just kept telling me I needed to get it, I finally got it. And I'm glad I did because it does have some really beautiful shades. So first we're gonna start with the transition shade, and I'm gonna use this color here, Warm Taupe. And I'm also gonna mix a little bit of this color here, Raw Sienna. So just to kind of save steps, I'm going to mix the two of these together rather than do one and then go back and do the other. I'm all about kind of cutting down time. And for me, I like to do this. I like to mix shades. Like if I plan on using two shades, if I can, I'll just mix them together and apply in one step. So I'm just going to apply that in my crease, kind of just a sheer wash of color. I'm using a 224 brush by MAC. This is a really great one because it's big and fluffy enough to where it really does sheer the product out and it doesn't concentrate it too much in one spot. I kind of want this color to really be a halo to the crease, so I want you to see that diffused shadow when I'm looking directly at you. I don't want it to be something that you only see when I'm looking down or with my eyes closed. So I say it's my crease color, but really, if I'm being really technical here, this is going to go just above my crease. Okay, so once that's laid down and I have a little bit more shape to my crease, I'm going to go in with my eyelid color. And I use this color here called Primavera, and it looks really gold in the palette. And typically I kind of try and stay away from really, really gold shades like that, but this one was really beautiful. I think that this was actually kind of the standout shadow in that makeup look. And I'm just taking a 213 brush by MAC and I'm loading up the side of my brush. So I'm not going in with the tip like I did with my crease brush. I'm loading up the side. So I really like saturate that brush with product. I'm going to kind of tap off the excess so I don't have any fallout. Since I already do have my foundation on, I don't want to deal with a lot of eyeshadow falling on my face. So make sure you tap it out. These shadows are really good quality. I would say that her shadows are up there in the best. They're very pigmented. They go on really easily. There's really not a whole lot of fallout with them. So I'm just going to pack this on in the inner corner of my eyelid and then about midway on my eyelid. So if I'm looking in the mirror, kind of where I'm really not going to go further than where like the edge of the color of my eye ends, if that describes anything. And I am going to pack this on pretty intensely. I do want this really to pop and stand out. Okay, next I'm going to take the other side of that brush and I'm going to pick up this color here, and this is going to be my brow highlight color mixed with a little bit of this shade here, Vermeer. I'm mixing the two because this is going to be a little brighter, but it's also really shimmery and I don't want that much shimmer underneath my eyes, so I'm going to use that matte color first, which is going to tone down that shimmer. But the matte color alone wouldn't be the intensity that I want. I do want some intensity, I just don't want so much shimmer. So I like to do that. And I'm just going to pop that right underneath my eyebrow, right above that crease color. Okay, so next I'm gonna go in and build on the crease and outer corner color, and I'm gonna grab a brush that's a little more defined. This is the 221 brush by MAC. I talked about this too in a recent video. I love this brush. I'm picking up this shade here. It's like a lavender shade, and I'm gonna grab this, and I'm gonna grab a little bit of this here to this dark brown, tap that off, and this is gonna start in my outer corner right here, and I'm just gonna kind of gently press and drag that down to my lash line, and then I'm gonna blend it into the crease. I'm not gonna bring this too far over though, because I really don't wanna make this area darker. I wanna keep my eyes bright and wide. So I'm gonna make sure that I keep this darkness just concentrated on the outer corner and that very outer corner of my crease. This brush is one of my favorite brushes. I know I've said that before, but I just can't tell you how easy this brush makes eyeshadow. If you're trying to do a look like this, it's a little bit more glamorous and you want to keep that separation of light and dark, you need a crease brush that is going to help you control where that dark shadow goes. If you use a crease brush that's too big, you're not going to achieve what you're going for. Brushes really have a huge impact on the final look. I mean, you can be the most skilled of makeup artists, but if you don't have the right brushes, you're really limited on what you can achieve. And on the flip side of that, you can have really no experience with makeup and kind of be a beginner, but if you have the right brushes, you really can just step up the quality of your application. So I'm just kind of going and building, and then I'm taking little steps back to look in the mirror and see if I want to add more or if I'm good. I really like this purple shade in this palette. It's a great balance for all the warmth in this eyeshadow palette. So looking in the mirror, this is about the level of intensity that I want. I'm just gonna go and even everything out and make sure that the eyes are symmetrical. So I'm kind of just taking my brush and I'm running it across a towel or your hand, basically to kind of remove any extra eyeshadow that's there so that I'm not applying more and I'm just kind of blending at this point. So at this point, normally I wouldn't have eyeliner on. I did have eyeliner on before, so you can still kind of see it, but I definitely need to go and touch it up. I use the Physician Formula Eye Booster. It's a 2-in-1 lash boosting eyeliner and serum, supposedly. I'll be honest, I've been using this for quite some time and I don't really know that it's contributed to my lashes growing, but that is one of the reasons I bought it, because I thought, hey, you know, I'll use this every day and it'll help my lashes grow. I don't really know if it's made a difference, but I do like it as an eyeliner pen. I bought it in black and brown. So I'm just gonna kind of go over the liner that I already created. This pen is pretty easy to work with too, and I just did a little tiny wing. You guys know I'm not a big fan on myself of a really dramatic wing eyeliner, so I like to keep that very subtle. But I do like to pull out my eyeliner rather than follow the natural line of my eyelashes, which would pull that line down. I don't like to pull it down. I do like to lift my eye by giving myself a little bit of a subtle cat eye. The thing I like about this pen is I would say like maybe 8 out of 10 times I get it perfect the way that I want it, but no, that's maybe being a little too generous. Maybe 6 out of 10 times I get it perfect. And then 4 out of 10 times I kind of mess it up, but it's easy to go back and fix. And by doing a subtle wing like this, once you apply mascara and curl your lashes, even if you've messed up the wing a little bit, it's not going to be as noticeable. Okay, so I do have mascara on obviously, but I am going to go and touch it up. I've been using the Collosal Spider Effect mascara just the last couple of days by Maybelline. This came in like a... Where was I? I was at Walgreens and I bought some makeup at Walgreens and they gave me this box set of all these samples and full-size products, and this was one of the products that came in it, so I've been using it. I did apply it this morning and I'm just going to touch up. It is a very thickening mascara. You can kind of tell that it's, you know, pretty thickening. It kind of clumps the lashes together a little bit. I would like a little more length from it, but I do have to say that for a drugstore mascara, it's nice. It does give, you know, a fair amount of drama to the lashes, which is always something I'm looking for. It's not, some mascaras I feel like are way too natural. This is definitely not one of them, but I wouldn't say that this is as good as my Chanel Volume or my Charlotte Tilbury, but it's a very great drugstore mascara. The brush is a little weird. I was kind of confused on how to use the brush because there's one side, I don't know if you can see that, there's one side that's kind of flat, and then on the other side there's all the ridges. So I haven't really played around with it a whole lot, but I'm sure depending on how you use the brush, it's gonna affect the way the mascara applies. I'm gonna stop there because I can tell that this is one of those mascaras that if you just build too much, it's gonna get really clumpy. So I'm gonna leave it alone. Okay, and I did have a little bit of a liner on my lower lash line already, but I'm just gonna go and touch it up. I grabbed the Pacifica eyeliner in what color? Fringe. This is called Fringe. So this is like just a really nice kind of coppery brown. So it's like coppery, it's got some like flecks of shimmer to it. And I'm just gonna go over what I had on. When I do my lower liner, I don't really take it all the way over. I take it about 3/4 of the way. I never take it to the very far inner corner of my eye, again, because I don't want to close my eyes up. I want to keep them bright-eyed and open. And then I am going to go over that with a little bit of shadow from the palette. And I think I'm going to use this one, this dark brown, and the purple again. And I'm just going to go over that liner. This is just going to basically intensify it a little bit and set it a little bit so that it doesn't move throughout the day. And last but not least, I have to line my inner rim with something bright to really open that up. That is my favorite tip and trick. I think that completely changes the eye look. I don't have my nude colored pencil up here, which is what I normally reach, so I'm gonna use Fascinating by MAC. It's pretty much like a bright white, so I wanna make sure that I don't make it too intense. So I'm just gonna go over it once really lightly. I'm not gonna go back and forth because if I do, it is going to be too bright. But you can already tell what that does. It really opens up the eye. Okay, I'm going to touch up my lip gloss. This is not a color that I had in the video. This is a recent gloss that I just got the other day, and I love it. It's the Laura Mercier Lip Glace, and it's in the color called Tulip. It's just this really pretty, not dark, but not light, bright, kind of cool tone pink. I just think it's so pretty. These glosses, I love the way they smell. These are probably my favorite smelling lip glosses. As far as pigmentation goes, they have a good amount of pigment, but you can still kind of see through them. They're still a little translucent. So which makes them great because they're great to wear alone, which is usually what I do, or to wear over a lipstick if you want to just kind of alter or tweak that lipstick a little bit. It's a thicker gloss, but not super thick. It's not as thick as like the Anastasia Beverly Hills lip glosses. It's kind of like a good level of thickness. And it's a really high shine, which I love. And there you guys have it. This is the look that I was wearing in that video, the Wet n Wild Photofocus Foundation review. I had a lot of requests on this makeup look, so I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know what you think in the comment section below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.